So I have a question because it's almost like every month there's something new, and this is fairly still new, but this woman, beautiful woman, she works at Costco, and I was looking, of course, on social media because I'm on there quite frequently, and she was going in about how she was called in the office because she was dressed inappropriately, but it was in confines of the policy. So my only question is, like, if you're following the guidelines of your job and it attracts attention, is that means to then adjust the policy, or you just have to take accountability for what other people do?
What's up, blessed ones? You are now blaring the podcast. Brought to you by AB1 Studios. Thank you for your time. Listening. You wanna know something else, blessed ones?
So, like I mentioned, like, I was on Instagram and there was a post from Spiritual World, and you know they don't miss, you know, what the content, what the you know, what the different stories, you know, it's kind of like same thing with the Shade Room, and you know there's a little bit more details and you know what was happening, and like I said, this was probably like back in like the end of July, so it was recently. But it's all just, it's like the same thing with the teacher. Like, this was like maybe a couple of years ago. Like the kindergarten teacher or first grade teacher. She was in elementary school, and like, you know, she was again a teacher, but she was good looking. You know, had, you know, full figures. So it's like people. It's almost like companies are blaming the women who are very attractive, has like, whether it's BBL, whether it's not, but it's like when you're shaped, you know, you have ass, you have titties, you have like a nice body, and you wear your clothes that you can wear, like it's almost like, you know, hey, it's inappropriate because it can be a distraction. Now, I'll play this clip from the young lady's page. And I'm not exactly sure where she's located now, but it's kind of like, I understand, but then it's like, where's the right set?
I just want to know, do I look inappropriate for work? My dress code is a polo and dress pants or jeans, no rips. I'm dressed appropriately. However, I was called into the office because I don't have the right body shape. I cannot help my body shape. I got a verbal because of my body shape, and I was told I need to wear bigger clothes. I don't appreciate being body shamed. I'm being body shamed. They don't know what I went through in my life and the trauma that I went through to have to deal with being body shamed at work. All I want to do is work.
So I'll just leave it there. And like again, like she had some.
Had that. What I'm not.
She had some more posts on her page since then. Is like, you know, with the comments, and of course, you know, people are going to say what they say on the internet, and then people's like, you know, hey, the strip clubs hiring, you know, you can wear that at a strip club, but it's like, all right, well, hey, she's a woman, you know, she's attractive. Hey, they can, like, I know women know what they're doing when they wear certain clothes, whether they're at work, whether they're outside, no matter what. It's like, it's going to attract attention. And when you know you bad, you know you bad. Now, that shouldn't prevent you from doing your job and people who are looking, because at the end of the day, she can wear big clothes, and like I said, I think she's an attractive woman. So maybe because, again, I know, you know, like I'm a man, you know, when you see a woman, you know, booty out, you know, looking good, looking slamming, and then it's like, okay, it might cause a little bit of disturbance because, you know, people shopping, and then it's like, oh, look at that. But it's still like, hey, she's working, she's doing her job, the policy is the policy, and that's one thing that I try to be courtesy about, because I work in retail. You know, for those of you who know, you know, I work in retail, and, you know, hey, we can't wear certain things. Like for me as a man, you know, I get, you know, shirt tucked in, you know, I can't have my, you know, chest hairs out or whatever. I don't got chest hairs, but, you know, I can't, you know, I gotta have, you know, be professional. It's like kind of like almost like military. That's why a lot of these companies have these dress codes. Now, when you're following the dress code, hey, it is what it is. I can't help people that are distracted by what I wear if I'm in dress code. Now, I seen a lot of women in the comments on, you know, Spiritual World Shade Room, her page, and it's just like, hey, you know, those are, what they say, those booty clapper pants. I mean, hey, I done seen women with no booty wear apple bottoms. I done seen women, you know, full size women, like bigger women, wear bikinis and stuff with their belly out. I mean, and the same thing like when I was talking about before, is like, should the gym have dress code? There's dress codes everywhere now. So my thing is, you want to the word I'm looking for, I can't even get it out. I do apologize. But it's like you want to have guidelines for someone, but then when those guidelines are met, but it's still kind of like it's not what you anticipate. Because she did what she did. Hey, I support her. Now, my only thing though is this. How long has she worked here? Same thing with the preschool teacher, kindergarten teacher, I keep forgetting her name. Like, so all of a sudden I dress inappropriately. So it's like there's certain things, like same thing like with the Home Depot woman that, you know, people's like, you know, you look too good to be working there, and it's like you should be a model, you should be this, you should be that. And it's just kind of like, man, it's kind of wild. Like we have to, like, now not even now, but before, like, our looks was always something that sells, like sex sells. Now, whatever she does at Costco, whatever you do at Home Depot, whatever you do at the school, is like your job is your job. Perform your job. Now, if people come in the store and try to holler at me whether I'm dressed sexy or not, then that could be a problem. Like, it's like there's another case where, you know, these store policies is with theft. Because once again, another incident, I think this was in Stockton, Brooklyn, or whatever, like, cause one source said it was Brooklyn, other store says Stockton, California. Shout out to Brooklyn people, my Brooklyn people, Flatbush, Red Hook, Bed-Stuy, all that. But my only thing is we can't, not enough anticipation, not enough expectations is going to be good enough. You have to figure out, consider everything. Because I'm going to be honest. I said this before, and please forgive me for my ignorance, but I'm old-fashioned with certain things when it comes to jobs. Like, I know that everybody can have jobs. I done came off sexist a lot of times, or at least in my mind, because I feel like, hey, I don't think a woman should be, driving trucks or out there in the field getting dirty, because it's like, hey, beautiful women, whatever, we're all beautiful, right? You should be, take care of yourself. And to me, some things would be like not manly, but rough. Like I'm gentle, but it's like, please forgive me, because again, that was just the ignorance of me, because we all have a desire to make money and we can have different interests. So that's why I was like, the world is trending that way. And then now with society today, it has made me a more humble person, someone who's more considerate. Because if you know me, you know me. But at the same time, like I say, there's these policies at companies that they try to move the goalposts a lot of times. Because like this one instance, like I said, I forgot when it was, but this guy, he came in the 7-Eleven, trying like with a trash can, just taking all the cigarettes, and then the guy recording was talking about, yeah, you can't do anything, you just gotta let it be, call police, do whatever. But then the employees, they took matters into their own hands and just went in on the dude. Like, one guy was holding him down, then the other guy had like a little stick, almost kind of like a Kindle stick, like freaking Master Splinter, and then he was just like attacking him. The dude was screaming like, ah! I said, I ain't gonna play the clip, but you can do your due diligence. But my only thing is just kind of funny because, we can't do anything, because like I said, I work in retail. I done worked in retail before. I was at Hollywood Video, man, tried to rob us, no gun or nothing. But it's like, I told the story before, and it's like, hey, I ain't doing nothing. But it's like, sometimes you can't afford to risk other people's lives. So when people come in your store, and like a lot of times people come in the store, they already know what it is. They already know, like, hey, they can't chase me. I mean, but he was in there blatantly like taking, like he won't hide. He had a trash can and just taking all the cigarettes. But then, like I said, when they decided to retaliate, then that's when it became a thing. So my only thing is, at what point do you have to then take accountability and say, okay, it's time for me to do something? Because I'll give you this right here. When, like, where I work now, like, I'm a manager. So where I work now, we're aware that people steal. Some people have even seen the person steal. There's been people who kind of got away. There's people who kind of got caught and put it back. I haven't seen anybody physically steal. Like, I didn't see them take something, put it in their pocket, but I've seen people come in the store and, the detectors ain't go off and then walk out, and then they're dead. So sometimes you gotta, be mindful and, kind of use your judgment. Cause see, my thing is, I don't want to risk my life or nobody else's life sitting here trying to be a hero. But at the same time, you work for a company, you want to represent a company, especially when you're on the clock at least. You want to represent a company and someone's taking from you, because it's like, we're supposed to treat our jobs like it's our home, like it's our house, like they're our family, but we can't defend our family. We can't let people, we can't go back and forth with people. We're just supposed to bow down. And now in this day and age, entrepreneurship is at an all-time high. Everybody's doing podcasts. Everybody's selling T-shirts. Everybody's doing their own thing, trying to make money. DoorDash, and there's other businesses. People do nails and just different businesses, which is great. So I think when instances like this happens, when you get a verbal or a write-up or get talked to and belittled because you're in code, whether you like it or not, because again, I can't control how people look at me. I can be the flyest dude, and people can sit here and say, oh, you're high maintenance. Oh, you're living beyond your means. Why you dressing like that? Why you flashy like that? And then I can be the bummiest dude and be like, man, you dirty, yo, you stink, you poor, you broke. So it's like, you can't, it's a lose-lose really sometimes. But even in instance, like I said, you're working at a job, and then you have policies, because I will say, like, a lot of people don't read all the fine print. They look at the basics. They say, okay, I'm getting this much. Okay, this is my job description. This is what is expected of me. And then that's it. Dress codes kind of, smart people should follow everything. Like I said, I don't always follow up to dress code protocol. I think sometimes, the heat, like, it's hot. It's cold. I'm not going to be able to always wear my short sleeves. So it's like they need to have appropriation. But the thing is, I didn't think the young lady was dressing appropriately. And some people might feel like because I'm a man, I'm sitting here and horn dogging them. But it's like, nah, it's like, whatever the policy is, if she's up to code, then that's what it is. Now, whether the pants was, revealing to where, what they say, ass clappers. Yeah, she can know what she's doing, but it's like, you still have to be comfortable. Like at the end of the day, women love to look good. So whether at work or out there in the streets, women love to look good. So you're gonna find those loopholes. You're gonna make you can finesse it. But I think it's just kind of messed up how, someone who following code is still like, hey, this is inappropriate. Hey, what can you do? What are you going to do? So my message only to Aisha or Aisha Mason, I don't know how, I do apologize because I know the names but Miss Mason is like, just do your job. If there's issues, you can take it to corporate. You gotta go, you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. If you follow the codes of conduct, they can't fire you. People say you can go take them to court, sue, do whatever, but it's fine. I think some people enjoy their job. Because I'm going to tell you, like, I used to work at many jobs there. There was women who had suits on. Women had freaking army fatigues on. Like, even police officers. You know what I'm saying? Even soldiers. Like, I didn't see, like, the mail lady that come to my job, hey, yo, pants, shorts, it's like, maybe she's at a British Costco. You're a shopper. If I go to church and then there's a big church, more than likely it could be like 1,000 people in that church. And then maybe, let's say 10 out of the 1,000 people are staying at the first lady, or staying at the deaconess, or even staying at the praise dances, and then they can be like, oh, you can't, you're causing too much attention. So I'm gonna assume I might be wrong, but I'm going to assume that whoever is in charge of that Costco may be a white male or a white female. But I could be wrong. They could be Indian. They could be black. But again, me being a man of faith, a man of God, I know that women especially are expected to be held with some respect, which I don't seem like there was any other, sense of what the young lady did was wrong. Like, you have to look at it yourself. But at the same time, again, just work in general, you're doing what you can do. Like, I didn't got talked about my uniform a few times. Maybe I'm wearing the wrong hat. And the thing is, I work outside. Or no, I don't even work outside, but I go outside at my job. It's like, it's hot outside. I can't, I can't wear certain things. Like, we got to wear black pants or black jeans. And now, answer me this, blessed ones. Answer me this, because I could have sworn jeans were pants. So it's like when people say you can wear black pants, because before we couldn't wear jeans. We couldn't wear jeans. But jeans are pants. It's just like sweats, they're pants. But it's like there's people like there's crazy, like, if it matters what's in writing, then that's what matters in writing, because that's what I was always taught. And companies is like, if it's not on paper, then it don't matter. So one time I had wore my tie, and they was like, I can't, I gotta take it off. It's a safety hazard. I mean, I didn't even know. I mean, they didn't say I couldn't wear it. They just said, this is my uniform, so okay, I guess I gotta wear what it says up there. So I guess what's not there is not what I can wear. It has to be on paper. Being that it wasn't on paper, it doesn't, like, in this sense, if it wasn't on paper, then you can't do that. So my only thing is, what are you going to do? What are some things that you can do? Because again, forgive me, I'm going back and forth. So coming back to the 7-Eleven incident, you're blatantly stealing, bucking, deboing, and then you decide, oh man, I'm gonna cry now until they're gonna do something, because you was big and bad stealing. You was big and bad stealing, but now that somebody decided to do something, you crying. That's my only thing. But in conclusion to this, because I talk about this all the time, sometimes, corporations, you work for somebody, so you gotta abide by those guidelines. But when you follow it, and then it still seems to be a problem, then that's when, like, hey, the corporations didn't have to make some adjustments, because you can do that. You can adjust. Like, if you're a business owner, you can change the policies. But if you're somebody that's just managing, or somebody who's just running that store, then you have to go to Power B, vice versa. We all have to do our due diligence sometimes. And I don't want to sound preachy when I say this, but it's like, we have to stop expecting women, men, white folks, black folks to be representation of the other. Like, we can coexist together. Like, men shouldn't really talk about, or at least have, you know, a ill intent, the word, again with the words. Men shouldn't, you know, try to tell a woman how to be a woman. Just like women shouldn't tell a man how to be a man. What we have to do is look at the examples. You have the good examples, you have the bad examples. Look at the examples that you want to be. What type of woman you want to be. If you want to be respected, if you want to be honored, if you want to be catered to, this is what you have to do. You have to go to the elders or you go to the youngsters. But either way, you have to look at the examples. I'm just kind of like fed up. You know, I've been in all type of industries, retail, hospitality, construction, freaking government, independent, contracting. And it's like, they all have their policies. I can adjust. But the thing is, that's just me. Like, some people might, like I said, it's a little different for women. But it's like, again, like, hey, if I'm like, I can put all two and two together. Say, for example, you know, you're at the beach. Now, it's hot outside. Now, the beach, you're at the beach. The dress code for the beach is dress accordingly. Getting in the water, hey, take your shirt off. I mean, of course, women still have to have respect. You know, hey, don't take your top off or your bra off, nothing but, you know, you get in the water. There's bathing suits. Some people go in there with regular pants. I mean, you're at the beach, but if you're at the pool, there's other, you know, things. But my thing is, there's information that we have to abide by if we're in employment. But when we're not in employment, then it's like you're still a visitor. I don't know why there's like I don't know what stores do it, but the customer's always right saying like, nah, I don't really live by that. I know without the customers, without the people that comes in, you know, you're out of a job. I'm not even going to say you're out of a job, because there's always going to be something to do. If you work somewhere, if you work in retail, you can be ringing up people, but there's other things to do, because here's the thing. Say if you're in Costco and people aren't coming in there, eventually you'll lose, you know, you'll be losing money because nobody's coming in, you're not making any money. So the products that's supposed to be shipping out isn't shipping out because it's not selling. So there's going to be some layoffs. However, you have to take care of your workers too, because without them, there's no business. There has to be a equal level of respect. So, in conclusion, dress code policies, theft policies, work policies, they might have to be changed, because I don't know exactly what's going to happen to this lady who Costco felt was not dressed appropriately. I don't know what she's going to do. I don't know what the 7-Eleven employees is going to happen to them for attacking this guy trying to steal out the store, because he was still in the store. So it's like, hey, if you see somebody stealing, hey, like, do you stop them, but just let them do it? Because my only thing is, like I said before I leave once again, my only thing is, like, what's the point of working there if you can't do everything in your power to keep products being sold. If you're stealing from the store, you still you're stealing from other customers. So if you can't afford or if you can't buy something and you rather steal it, I'm protecting my product. I'm protecting other customers. If this guy steal all these cigarettes, if this guy steal all these fuel injector cleaners, what am I going to tell the customers that actually want to buy it? See, you lose money when people steal too, but it's you can't play hero, but you can call the authorities or do something to protect your assets. I just think sometimes the policies need to change. But like I always say, at the end of the day, stay safe, stay prosperous, productive, and positive. This is Blair, your Cancer Care Bear. I'm out. It's freaking hot, yo. One.